Good morning, Dennis. Welcome. Oh, Dennis, you're muted. Are you saying something to me?
Yeah, I was saying good morning. I hope
Good
I
morning.
had some Sunday music in the background. I hope it's not coming over.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Excellent.
Thanks for joining us. It's good to
Well,
see you.
thank you for having me.
Of course. Good morning, Heen. Good morning, Dan. Christine.
I'm
Good
in my
morning, Venerable Tenzin Lamo.
but I'm gonna go in the bedroom with it.
Oh, good morning, Peter. And Kim and Mona.
Hi, Linda.
Good morning, and it's wonderful to meet everyone.
Good morning. Hi, Kim. Hi, Anna. Marcelo, will you be translating today?
Yeah, if you need, there's no problem. Let me change device, please. I will.
Okay. I haven't seen Alejandra yet.
Me
She may
neither.
still come.
I didn't have any clue about her participation, but let me get out with this and enter with the other one that I can
Okay.
work with the translation.
Hi, Jessica. Hi, Carmen. Okay, I've got a few announcements, or one major one anyway. So my name's Linda, for those of you who don't know me, and a great place to actually go and see what is happening here at Kadampa Center is at our website, which is kadampa-center.org. My favorite place is the top right-hand corner, which says calendar. If you click on that, it'll bring you to our calendar page with everything that is happening, and you can click on each individual thing listed on the calendar to get more information. Another great place to start is the homepage, and from there you will see some scrolling pictures, and all of those kind of highlight our upcoming things that are happening, one of which is on July 21st, which is a Friday, and that's Chokurduchen, and that is a Buddhist holy day, and it is to celebrate Buddha's first teaching, which is the Four Noble Truths. And so we have a couple of different scenarios that day. The building will be open for pretty much the whole day. It might open at 6 a.m. if there's anyone who has never taken the precepts before, which are the vows. You can read more about them online, but it's basically for 24 hours. Oh, sketch. Okay, and Geshe has arrived, but we'll wait just a second. He's going around the stupa. So read more about that there. If you've never taken precepts before and you want to take precepts, that's taken these vows for 24 hours, and you want to do so, you can register online, and we need you to do that by the Wednesday before, so that's the 19th of July. And if you have taken precepts before, and then you can do that at home on your own. So it kind of depends on if we have any new folks. I know it's very confusing. We try to explain as best we can on the website, but if we have new folks that are taking precepts for the first time, the building will open at 6 a.m. Otherwise, we'll start at 10. All right, so Geshe is here. Please see the website for more information about that.
Please turn to page 34 in the Gold Prayer Book. It should be the only prayer book, the chair. And then we'll chant Shakyamuni Buddha's mantra 3 times, and then the Medicine Buddha stanza and mantra, and I think the 4 measures. They're all on page 34. Te ata Mahamunaye Soha Eata Omune Mune Mahamunaye Soha Teata Mahamunaye Soha. The verse of praise and mantra for Medicine Buddha. Bhagawan, with equal compassion for all, whose name, when merely heard, dispels the suffering of the lower realms, dispel of disease and the three poisons, I prostrate to Medicine Buddha, lapis light. Teata om bekanze, bekanze, maha bekanze, bekanze, raja samugate soha. Teata om bekanze, bekanze, maha bekanze, bekanze, raja samugate soha. Teata om bekanze, bekanze, maha bekanze, bekanze, raja samugate soha. Teata om bekanze, bekanze, maha bekanze, bekanze, raja samugate soha. Teata om bekanze, bekanze, maha bekanze, bekanze, raja samugate soha. Teata om bekanze, bekanze, maha bekanze, bekanze, raja samugate soha. Teata om bekanze, bekanze, maha bekanze, bekanze, raja samugate soha. Now the four immeasurables, 3 times. May all sentient beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all sentient beings be inseparable from the happiness that is free from suffering. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from attachment for friends or hatred for enemies. May all sentient beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all sentient beings be inseparable from the happiness that is free from suffering. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from attachment for friends or hatred for enemies. May all sentient beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all sentient beings be inseparable from the happiness that is free from suffering. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from attachment for friends or hatred for enemies. Now I'll go to page 37, and we'll chant Chenrezig and the Green Tara verses of praise and mantra. First, the one for Chenrezig. Not veiled by any fault, white in color, whose head a perfect Buddha crowns in light, gazing compassionately at all beings. To you, Chenrezig, all seeing one, I prostrate. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Tare liberates from cyclic existence. Tutare liberates from the 8 fears. Ture liberates from all sickness. I prostrate to the liberator, Mother Tara. Om Tare Tu Re Soha. 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 Now turn back to page 34 in the Gold Prayer Book, and Geshe will lead us in the Refuge and Bodhicitta prayer.
The reciting Refuge and Bodhicitta prayer before the class is traditions, but it has meaning. So please don't just think it's a tradition, it has meaning. So the motivations, intentions is very powerful. So that's very much needed In the spiritual practice, mundane activities, intention is very much needed. So here, our reason behind reciting refuge and Bodhicitta prayer is to set up positive intentions, or to get maximum benefit. So not just thinking about yourself, thinking about the well-being of every living being on this planet, regardless they are same like us or doesn't matter. So just each and every living being, like wishing happiness for each and every living being. So that's why I came to hear this class. So this class, maybe 1 hour. So I dedicated this 1 hour for the well-being of each and every living being. So that is the intention that you are supposed to set up while you are reciting this refuge and Bodhicitta prayers. That's the whole point. So if you're able to say or not say, it's not important. Just set up the intention, okay? Sanje chodan soje. Manundane jazo je dage chushe jebe sunam je dola pinje sanje do baraisho. Sanje chodan soje chonam la chanjo bad. Dage chushe jebe sunam je dola pinje sanje do. Sanje chodan soje chonam la chanjo. Dagi chushin jibin sunam jian do la pinja lan jian do. Lada la me me na me o jin omo dang jia jin lo su chu 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 lo jawa jawa dang. San jia song la rang do shi jin de be ju ju ban de da shi jia tam be chun jin jin den de shi jin. Namo ala ye gen dang nu da ne jin ge tu bo dang da me ye gen dang da do wa kun jin dang la che dang. Tam je ke do dagi chu den do. 관계 도생 여선에 나와 담배 밤배죠 담배 전에 된다고 고동되마 좋지 So first, good morning. Good morning. All my friend on Zoom, YouTube, good morning. So this is like, in case if you didn't sleep very well last night, welcome to take nap. Today I'm going to read the book finally. I've been bringing this book every Sunday, never read. So this is the books composed by His Holiness Dalai Lama. Soviet teaching, Gatotangs. Physical well-being, mental well-being, while you are living alive. Chive Kapji Shide, peace, time of death. Peace, time of death. This is the title. Okay. Same la samla dozu ba ju. So I think that Namdo ki ngang ne samlo tangsis. If we think Namdo is kind of it's not easy way to explain in English because my English is not that great. So it's not that easy to explain with my broken English. It more sounds like self-created stories. When we all create a lot of stories based on circumstance. Namtok. If you think based on that, if you think based on self-created stories, how you say, self-created story? If you think based on that, simply young misses. Mind cannot be, there will be no rest in the mind, meaning there will be no peace in the mind. Understood? Therefore, Tana Chi Lukam Tangs, Deni, Shenangs, if you explain based on physical structures, meaning body, when you say rest, when you say rest, when you say rest to someone else, tell us same sangbo jinshi michi to ju labjin nang deus. That very word, when you say rest, it has a meaning, deeper meaning, or advice within that word. It's like the deeper meaning when you say rest, meaning to, it's kind of advice given to the someone that to become like how you say, gentle human being, become gentle human being, warm-hearted human being. What you say is the reason why. This sensibly yocheje tablam leshete imbares. Sensab anxiety, anxiety. Yeah, so when you think in practical level, so anxiety, you may not agree with me, but that's what I think. I'm not expecting you to agree with me, but that's my personal view. Same mind. Sub means like it's like anxiety. Sub literally means like like not really sure, like looking on that. Then maybe like there's like physically that you are kind of like running around, like not able to sit on the mind, not able to sit on still, moving around. From personal point of view, is very much driven by attachment. Attachment to could be anything. Mainly, according to Buddhist philosophy, is like attachment to the self. Tighter the grip on self, problem, then the bigger the problem. Tighter the grip on the self, so the bigger the problem become sense of reason, sense of tablam is the best method to overcome from the anxiety is to be kind. To be kind. To be kind to yourself and kind to the other. This always is the best method to overcome from anxiety. No need to believe, no need to accept right away. Analyze. Think. Is that true? Think. Based on that reasons, think up nowadays, 21st century, whenever we meet someone, what we ask the first question, how are you? Are you okay? That's typical questions, especially in the Western world. In Tibetan, we just say Tashitele means hello. We don't say how are you. We just say hello. We just assume that you are fine. Because no, you look pretty good, so we just assume that you are doing okay. That's a typical question we ask. Some of the world they ask, somehow they thought it's very important to ask, did you have breakfast? They never ask, how are you? First question they ask, they meet, did you have breakfast? Somehow it's very important for them. This is not in the book, sorry, this is not in the book. I'm just saying. Not in the book. Suldisa, so that kind of like traditions, how are you? Jagarji Kheba, scholar, Indian scholar, Atisha, here, statue, Lama Atisha, Indian master from West Bengal. Atisha asks different questions. Lama Atisha asks different questions. Lama Atisha don't ask, how are you? Atisha, Chola Semba Sambush Yotam. Atisha asks, when Lama Atisha met someone, the question that Lama Atisha asks is like, do you have gentle mind? Do you have gentle mind? Noble mind? No, like that. Jaga Kheba. Jakarta, India. Kheba means scholar. Palden, you say Sanskrit, say Pandit, Pandit. We say Palden, it's the same thing. Palden, Tibetan or Palden, Pandit. Pandit, scholar Pandit Atisha asks, did you generate good heart? That's what Lama Atisha asks. Dini kongi keja shiyuji miti simju sami tiba mimbas, miti dedan imita, nima de chindaji tumi tiba res. This question is not indicate that you are good person or bad person. That question doesn't indicate. That question does not indicate. Question is, did you generate warm heart? That question does not indicate. It's not analyzing you are good or bad. There's nothing to do with that. It's also not about are you well or not well. It's not about that. Nimate chindashi jumiti vares. Basically, this question is asking deeper level is asking that whether your day is going to become better or not, good or bad. As I mentioned before, motivation is power of the motivation is important in the beginning. Any activities, either it's like spiritual practice, mundane activities, you need intentions, powerful intentions. In the end, then according to Buddhist teaching, dedication, you dedicate. If you do something good, you dedicate. Based on the Mahayana teaching, the way you dedicate for each and every living, happiness for each and every living beings. You always think about their happiness. You don't look down on them, you don't judge them. Why? Practically, why? Because each and every living being, every single second, looking for happiness. Same thing. You are looking for happiness, I'm looking for happiness. Same thing. Dunga Tamutsame meditations, another text. Dunga Tamutsame meditation, nobody wants even the slightest suffering, nobody. Same, we are saying, nobody wants. Ask. Are you Buddhist? People may say, no, I'm not Buddhist. Are you Christian? People may say, I'm not Christian. If you ask, are you looking for tiny suffering? People say, no, I'm not looking for suffering. It clearly shows nobody. Buddhist, Christian, atheist, believer, not believer, every single living being on this planet is not looking for suffering. You need to understand that very clearly. If you're thinking about happiness for your life, you need to understand that fact. When it comes down to happiness, nobody's content, nobody satisfied. Same thing, no satisfied. That is the fact. It's nothing to do with religious belief, that's the fact. You, she, other, there's no differences, same thing. When it's come down to that, there's no differences, same. Therefore, wish happiness for other. You get maximum benefit. good wishes, everybody like to hear good wishes bring happiness. Bad wishes bring suffering. That's the fact. It's nothing to do with religion, that's the fact. Some other text that says, wish to happiness for others, you get maximum benefit. Don't need to believe, analyze, okay, analyze. Some other text. This is the way scholar Pandit Lama Adisha asked the question, it has significant meaning. Significant meaning. From his own personal point of view, it is nothing to do with the religious view. That's his personal point of view. We ask, did you sleep well? And again, monastery nobody asks. They just assume that why not you sleep good. They just assume that there's no reason why you don't sleep good. No reason. They don't ask this question, did you sleep good? So now the influence of the Western culture, when I go to India, without thinking, I ask people, did you sleep good? They look at me like, so just automatically comes out. But this question never been asked. So that question that people ask, it's not bad, but they're just culture, tradition things, culture things. Underlying meaning. Did you sleep well? Meaning, did you rest well? That's what it really means. Did you rest well? That's what his holiness says. Ti junjene sangjo je samlo tene tasu ngasu toju. Reason behind that, underneath meaning of this question, if you think something positive, there's possibility you could get physical rest, mental rest, if you think something positive. Sangcho means, like sang literally means gentle. Sangcho means positive. If you think positive, there's the way to get mental rest and physical rest. Again, analyze, please. No need to believe, analyze. Therefore, Sem Sambola, Lojo Chabatini Ringtang, Demba Chimba Sabores. Studying how to be kind, practicing kindness, loving kindness, compassion. These are reasonable things to do, very reasonable things to do. Wenjang, but Tiwadi Chidar Gotsu Gubar, Tiwadi Chidar Gotsu Gubar Teresa. Sim Sambi Jondarte, Sim Sambi Jondarte, the practicing kindness, loving kindness, compassion, good heart, good mind, that practice. Sim Sambi Jondarte, Simje Shila Shani Chijing, Simje Shila Shani Chijing. Sim, mind, K means make it big, make it bigger. Here, meaning bodhicitta, body, fully enlightenment. Each and every one, every living being has opportunity to become enlightened being. That's another fact. Sim, mind, Sanskrit called chitta, mind. Che means make it bigger, or think big, like Texas. People from Texas, not just wear a big hat, need to think big. Yeah. mentally need to be bigger, just physically. His own teacher say, I just ate this up. If you want, is that what Krishna says? No, in the book, it's just if there's anything that's not the book, I just ate it. Okay. Sim Jin Sim Sangbu Rangxi Che Lek Xue Tangs. One of the best mind, general mind, bodhicitta is one of the best mind that you can generate. Tartoba, ultimately, Lana Mevatis, ultimate is the best. There's nothing above the best. Sungrab Namso, in the teachings, same in the teachings, Sungrab is in the teachings. Same Dumbani means like the bodhicitta comes with the two different types of wish. Dumbani, wish or aspiration, you could say aspirations. Dumbani is similar to Shinayos, that are not just bodhicitta, of course, is the part of the mind or awareness. Awareness, it has two different aspirations. That's how the bodhicitta has been explained in the teachings. So, so this particular mind, bodhicitta, is very much powered by thinking about the well-being of other living beings. That's how you generate bodhicitta. As I mentioned last Sunday, all kind of problems that we human experience, many of them is expected. It's not shocked, it's expected. There are 8 types of complications that associated with human being is mentioned in the teachings. So then when you think in daily basis, think that 8 types of complications, review them, analyze them, focus on them, it helps. It kind of helps you to reduce, that knowledge automatically reduce unnecessary stress that we generate in our life. Complication at the birth, that was expected. It's not shock. That's part of the human complication. Getting old is part of the human complication. Sicknesses is part of the human complication. Eventually death, that's the part of the human complications. Whether you like or not, it is part of life. There's nothing you can do. Accept better. Denying, no benefit. First fall. Dubada tower, losing loved one. Expected. It's not somebody decide it's part of life. Midubada chambers, encountering someone you don't like to be encountered. That was expected. It happened. Sooner or later, it will happen. Don't be surprised. Need to understand. Deve mubo such a minibus. Want something, very much wanting something, work so hard, no guarantee. There's no guarantee. Need to understand, there's no guarantee. Does not mean you should not try. Of course you should try. For your best. Same time, right from the beginning, to be fully aware, there's no guarantee. It might happen, it might not happen, based on so many conditions. Based on so many conditions. Not like somebody decided, no. Based on so many conditions, it could happen, it might not happen. When it doesn't happen, you are okay, because you are fully aware of that. Loneliness. It's part of the human problems. Now, don't make yourself, when you experience loneliness, don't make yourself more miserable. Don't make yourself more miserable because you feel lonely. That's expected. Think about how to overcome. That's the best thing to do. These are 8 human complications. Every human goes through that. It's not just you, every human goes through that. Meditating on that, what it means meditating on that, remembering, reminding, that's meditation. Doesn't mean to sit down like chicken, sit like this and be so serious. Not like that. Meditation means reminding, reviewing, analyzing, concentrating. These are the meditations. So each and every human has problems. Nobody's perfect. Everybody's going through difficulties. Basis for universal compassion, basis. You could assume, oh, that's fine. It's not fine. It's not fine. It's just your idea. It's not fine. It's just idea. Every human has to go through complications. So that, so that's how bodhicitta, the mind that wish happiness for each and every living being, that's what's called bodhicitta, altruistic intentions, The Robert Thurman called enlightened self-interest. I thought that's a pretty good translation. What do you think? Enlightened self-interest. I was teaching with Robert Thurman long time ago, 15 years ago, in upstate New York, where they have like retreat center run by, guided by Robert Thurman. I was teaching with him. I talked like a few minutes, so then he talked a few minutes. We are sitting side by side, teaching one of the mind-training texts. And I'm talking about chronic disease, chronic disease.
Chronic disease.
Chronic disease. Please, you raise, if you don't understand my pronunciation, just raise your hand, so I don't mind. So I've been saying this, self-cherishing, self-centered attitude is like chronic disease. Robert Thomas look at me, he has one eye. One eye is fake, it's not eye. Looks like eye, it's not eye. Keep looking at me like, and finally he said, Gishila, what are you saying? He said, I'm saying chronic disease. He keep hearing, calling Jesus. That's why he's looking at me so like, kind of like shocked. So it doesn't make sense, like self-centered attitude is calling Jesus. Like, so that's basically I'm saying chronic disease. So Robert Thomas says like self-enlightened self-interest. I think that's a pretty good translation. So bodhicitta is driven by the wish for happiness for each and every living being. That's the knowledge that very much power bodhicitta. That's the one aspirations. Chanju teneji demba tosebe ishishins. Chanju tene means you are thinking about. Some people think, oh, bodhicitta, you're always talking about happiness of others and then beings. How is about my happiness? Oh, the second aspiration is focus on your enlightenment. You are focusing on the everlasting happiness for yourself, enlightenment. Oh, that's what you're thinking. That's the reason that you are thinking for well-being of each and every living being, hoping to achieve fully enlightenment. That's called, according to the teachings, the bodhicitta explained based on two aspirations. One, well-being of other sentient beings. Ultimately, that well-being refers to, according to Buddhism, refers to enlightenment. Enlightenment for each and every living being, and enlightenment for yourself. Now see, now bodhicitta include your happiness, your need is very much included there. Okay? So now here, the second one is the title. Sim Sambuddha Sherab Sumdes. There's another one. It's not cherub. It's not cherub. It's a cherub. Cherub?
Cherub.
What's another word?
Cherub?
Another word? Cherub?
Oh, cherub? Oh, yeah. Cherub is like a small angel.
Yeah, it's not cherub.
Childlike.
It's not cherub. It's like shut up. Shut up. It's wisdom. Wisdom. Okay, wisdom. Simple sambo so good heart. And shut up sung. The word sung means two, pair. Sung means pair. Del means relationship, combination. You know, good heart is not just simply developed by prayers. No, it's impossible to develop good heart simply by prayers. It requires wisdom. It requires wisdom. So that's how the bodhicitta has been generated. Very much need wisdom. What is wisdom? Wisdom is the kind of awareness has ability to distinguish between good and bad. That's the definition of wisdom. That's how we study back in the monastery. Every has definitions. That's how you define wisdom. Ability to distinguish between what is good or what is bad. That is the wisdom. This is. Us, tap method mainly refers to compassion, bodhicitta. These are called method. Wisdom, there are many different levels of wisdom. Wisdom generated by listening, reading, wisdom generated by thinking, wisdom generated by deep thinking. There's three different types of wisdom. What do you mean like combination of method and wisdom? What is like, this way you see the Tibetan Buddhist text, you see, when you read, you see it is like sometimes unification of wisdom and method, or combination of wisdom and method. So he's always raising the question, what do you mean by that? The combination of wisdom and method. Sanjala, if I explain based on refuge, taking refuge in Buddha Dharma, Sangha, that's just example. If I explain that based on taking refuge in Buddha Dharma, Sangha, Jamdoso, within the refuge, Sanje, enlightened beings. No, when you hear word Buddha, is not based on gender is the mental qualities. It's the mental qualities. Buddha simply means enlightened being. It's not male or female. It's just enlightened being. When you hear the word Shakyamuni Buddha, so that was 2,500 years ago, the Princess Siddhartha, who was born in Shakya clan. So then that's the male. Shakyamuni Buddha. When you say Buddha, so it's just enlightened being. Sanjala chapter samle within the refuge, Sanje Buddha. Gyö means like fault. Kunse means all the fault is gone. There's no more fault, all the gone. Yunde means qualities. Kun means all, possess all the qualities. That's how you become enlightened. Kyavyu tardu debe, yichi, so that's what when you take refuge, some case you are taking refuge, your future enlightenment. Not just someone who's old, not always the case, someone who's old enlightened, then you take refuge. No, you also take refuge, your own future enlightenment was very much included. Devulamche, Simji Devulamche means like you are, oh, that's what's very much included. Please, as I said, if you're reading a book, there's many things that not here. I just ate it up, so ate it up, not made it up. There's difference. I don't make this up. I just ate it up, not make it up. So I not. Oh, Dini sanje tsawe sanje tsachewe jebu tambashido debe iche cholas. You view the Buddha is like holy being. So that's what inclusive. Tebada debe nidishere. There's also something to do with the faith. Wenjangsa tetabi sanje da sangjaru rashida debe. Jishi mangshi suyi jamzhu rinpa shenshi jang yue las. Tetabi jishi ji debu chikni tela tena sanji ji kumbha tetabi ji tupdu tu tobi nipa teres. What we are gaining here, what kind of knowledge we are gaining here, what kind of understanding we are gaining here is that you realize, eventually that you realize that each and every living being has a potential to become enlightened being. That's what you understood. Sanje Jirangin, Sanje Jirangin, Sanje Langami, Jungus the Yindi, Tumi Jinji Chamber the Toshins. They also you realize that the Buddha possesses omniscient mind. Teta Vilami, Sanje Ji, Tokbala, Teni Nanjula, Domeji, Teba Manshi Sui, Jamji, Duja Samushi Chetus. Once you understand, not having any knowledge about what is Buddha, what is Dharma, what is Sangha, then just saying, oh, I go to refuge in Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, mean nothing. Because you don't understand Buddha, you don't understand Dharma, you don't understand Sangha. So that's very important. That need to educate yourself. What is Buddha, what is Dharma, what is Sangha. Then based on that, so that if you take refuge, it means something. It has some substance. Otherwise, it's just mere word, mumbling. So, yeah, sometimes I do feel bad with saying prayer in Tibetan because we have no clue what we are saying. But we alternate. Sometimes we say in English, sometimes we say in Tibetan. How to practice bodhicitta? How to practice bodhicitta? It's kind of same idea. So, Tony Matona, Ning Tabani, Simje Tamji, Dudin Deji, Dumbayu, Chanju Semba, Yechola, so Tony Madonna. So Tony, that's kind of complicated subject in Buddhist teachings. Tony, in Sanskrit is called Shunyata, Shun. Anybody speak Sanskrit? Shun means like peace, shun. They still use that word in day-to-day language. You hear when you go to Nepal, you hear, especially in Nepal, shun shan means like very peaceful, shun. Then English translation, so emptiness. Emptiness is kind of complicated one. Emptiness, that's English translations. So that's why I don't use that word. I always use Sanskrit word called shunyata. Or shun means peace. Generating bodhicitta is not based on whether you have experience of shunyata or not. Even though you don't have experience of shunyata, you could still generate bodhicitta. So that's what it's trying to say. So now, one moment. Try to be organized. We Tibetan, very unorganized. Not that organized as Western people. So try to be organized next time when I come. So now, emptiness, shunyata, why so important? Why so important? What are you looking? We are not as a Buddhist practitioner, you are not looking for temporary happiness. It's very much included there. That's not the goal. The goal is everlasting happiness. Everlasting happiness. That's the aim. That's the goal. No, so then temporary happiness is already included there. So this is not the focus. Focus is the everlasting happiness, moksha, nirvana. So what we need to understand in order to achieve moksha, so there's obstacles, what you call klesha, afflicted mind, disturbing thought. It's not your neighbor, it's not your friend, it's not your family, it's not your country, it's not your president. It is the klesha, afflicted mind. This is the main obstacle, you to achieve everlasting peace, what is called moksha. Tambo Ngache, according to Master Chandakriti, written this intensive text about Shunyata, it's called Entering into the Middle Way, Madhyamaka Avatara. In the very beginning of the text, after the homage, Tambo Ngache Dala Shenchuchis. Right from the beginning, we all become so attached to self. That's the fact. Tambo Ngache Dala Shenchuchis. Then from there, Dagi, my tribe, my people, my country, my religion, my stuff, my money, my idea, my position, my knowledge. Then it goes on and on and on and on, and on. Like that. Tambo ngashi dala shinju dagi dishi mula chechaba sujun chen da rawa me bayi, rola niji chigo sujun chen da rawa me bayi. Like, or looks like that, or in ancient time, there's like water wheel. It just goes one round, comes up, it's the same, go down, it's going to go round and round and round and round and round and round. It never stops, it just goes round and round and round and round. Looks like there's not much control, Die, maybe again become human again, and all kind of problems. Then try, then again, and it just goes round and round like that water wheel. It just goes round and round. It looks like there's no much control. Unless you liberate yourself from the cycle. So then it ceases. It ceases. So much problems, complications, pain, very much tied with notion of self. Anxiety, fear, and also much that's tied with the self. Here, teaching is not about you. Listening is not just about you. Your moment you think about the well-being of all mother sentient beings, that grip on self has been loosened up. Less fear, less anxiety, less stress. I make sure that my mind's clean. So then after that, it's based on so many things, whether people like you or not like, or you are teaching or not, you can't control. It's up to people. Why you worry, there's something you can't control. So make sure that your mind is pure, so then you have less anxiety, less stress. So everything that human experience is very much tied with the notion of self. But we never analyze. We just go along with that idea of self, but we never analyze. So now, if you take a moment and ask yourself question, what is self? What is self? How you define self? You can't look at here, what is self? There's nothing to do with this. This is not self, this is just object that you use. You can't just look around at the table or like, what is self? Then you it's not going to help. You have to look at here. Now what you have body, and you have consciousness, awareness. So now you sit and ask yourself question. Something that my holding so tightly from beginning this time to till now, holding so tightly, and everything started from there. Everything started from there. So that needs to understand. You need to understand that what you're grieving on, what you're holding on so tightly, you need to understand. So now what happened when you start to meditate? You can start with body, of course, that's what you see. Am I my hair? What's your answer? Am I my hair? What do you say? Am I my head? You go through each and every one of them. Did you find self? No. What happened? What happened when you do this meditation? What happened? So, teeth, hair, skin, nail, bone, blood, snot. But nobody thinks that you are snot. I think that's the good news. At least you are like you have one realization. That's good things. Oh, pain in the knees, all of that. So then you go to each and every one. That's how they did so much study. People say they did so much study or research to understand what is self. They went through so much study, went through that. In the end, what you find? Nothing. Is that bad news? No, it's very good news. Not finding is the best finding. Finding is not always the best finding. Not seeing maybe best way of seeing. So now how is about consciousness, awareness? How is about that? That you cannot see. There's no shape, no color. The conclusions. Self do exist. Self exists. It doesn't exist the way you perceive. It doesn't exist exactly where you perceive. Where you perceive? It does exist, but it doesn't exist exactly the way you perceive. That needs to be changed. Otherwise, it causes multiple ripple of complications and problems. So what is left? Mere I, mere I, merely level self, based on aggregate. You are whole. You are not born as a Gishi-Gelek. You are born as a baby, there's somebody called Gelek. So then you finish all the study, then you become Gishi. So then called Gishi-Gelek. So then after that, you become resident teacher of the Kadamba Center. You are not born with that, then you are teacher, so then you are called resident teacher. Without thinking, it very much sounds like it just happened like this. It doesn't happen like this. It just happened. It's all interdependent. It's not independent. It's all, that's what I'm trying to say. It's all interdependent. It's not independent. Fear is not independent. It's interdependent. Anxiety is not independent. It's interdependent. Our enemy is interdependent. Our friend is interdependent. Everything interdependent. There's no independent. And nothing just happened. Or we say, oh, it just happened. No, nothing just happened. It's happened based on so many conditions. That's how things happen. Out of blue just happened. Nothing happened out of blue. It happened based on conditions. Well, there's many things we say is not true. Sorry to say. Sorry, but it is not true. So, mere self, ngatsam, mere self that exists. Something that's over-exaggerated. It's just you put it there, like arrow that decorated with a feather. You just put it there, you just ate it up. It's not part of that, it's just ate it up. For some reason, just ate it up. There are so many things that's ate it up on the self that it's not part of the self, it's not there. You just impose your perception change when you look at without analyzing, prayer wheel, if you go to each part, it doesn't exist exactly the way you see, perceive. But I don't understand merely level prayer wheel. I don't understand merely level. I don't understand. What I understood is like absolute prayer wheel is just standing there, unchanging. No, it changed every single second. It changed, but I don't see. There's a subtle things. So there's a lot of benefit. I think it's good to all my friends here. It's good to take some time to analyze what is self. When all the idea of yourself kind of dismantle, what is left? Mere self. Now you wonder why you don't experience peace. You will experience peace because many layers that you put up there is like take out one by one. What is left is merely labeled John or Gishigele or Sandy, something like that. That's what is left. Merely labeled. And that's called word shunyata, peace, shunyata. That's called shunyata. So that you do experience some kind of shun or peace at the end. I don't think that I experience nothing. I experience nothing. I'm just talking. That's all. I experience nothing. But I have a wish to experience shunyata. I have a strong wish, but zero experience. Zero is no experience at all. So now time is run out. So that's the good way to stop that I have zero experience of shunyata. Yeah, so there's yeah, but thinking every day, but no experience. So maybe sometime if you take time, just analyze. This is good meditation, just analyze, okay? Okay, thank you, all my friends on Zoom and YouTube and here.
Please turn to page 246 in the Gold Prayer Book, and we'll read the dedication verses from Master Shantideva's Bodhikaryavatar. May all beings everywhere, plagued by sufferings of body and mind, obtain an ocean of happiness and joy by virtue of our merits. May no living creature suffer, commit evil, or ever fall ill. May no one be afraid or belittled with a mind weighed down by depression. May the blind see forms and the deaf hear sounds. May those whose bodies are worn with toil be restored on finding repose. May the naked find clothing, the hungry find food. May the thirsty find water and delicious drinks. May the poor find wealth, those weak with sorrow find joy. May the forlorn find hope, constant happiness, and prosperity. May there be timely rains and bountiful harvests. May all medicines be effective and wholesome prayers bear fruit. May all who are sick and ill quickly be freed from their ailments. Whatever diseases there are in the world, may these never occur again. May the frightened cease to be afraid, and those bound be freed. May the powerless find power, and may people think of benefiting each other. For as long as space remains, for as long as sentient beings remain, until then may I too remain to dispel the miseries of the world. Now turn to page 244 And we'll read the long life prayer for His Holiness. In the land encircled by snow mountains, you are the source of all happiness and good, all powerful Chenrezig Tenzin Gyatso. Please remain until samsara ends. Page 245, the long life prayer for Khyentse Rinpoche Jetsun Losang Dao. The one who mastered his speech at a very young age, the one with great patience who received the name Alatare, the one with great precision who spread the teachings of Lama Tsongkhapa on bliss and void, Lama ornament of the Yellow Hat tradition. Please remain until samsara ends. Then go to the back flap of the gold prayer book and we'll read a prayer for the swift return of Lama Zopa Rinpoche. Peerless teacher and assembly of the children of victorious ones, Shravakas and Pratyeka Buddhas, victorious Losang, father and sons, along with the lineage masters, all the objects of refuge of the infinite lands, bestow the virtue and goodness of accomplishing this prayer here and now, holding and spreading the Muni's precious and complete teachings through explanation and practice, before the armor of patience that is never discouraged, incomparable venerable Guru, to you I make request. While striving single-pointedly for the sake of the victorious one's teachings, the sole gateway through which all benefit and happiness emerge, and from other living beings, you suddenly depart to peace. What a great loss! Nevertheless, through the undeceiving truth of the blessings of the ocean of the three jewels, and the great waves of bodhicitta of the children of victorious ones, may a smile of a reincarnation swiftly beam in glory for fortunate disciples. Then 7 Tara mantras for Geshe-la and Geshe Sangpo's long, happy, healthy lives. Om Tare Tu Re Soha. 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 Om Tare Tu Re Soha.
Thank you, Geshe-la. And just so everyone knows, the book that Geshe-la is teaching from is called The Joy of Living and Dying in Peace. And it's the core teachings of Tibetan Buddhism by His Holiness the Dalai Lama. The English version looks very different from Geshe-la's. So Geshe-la's is in Tibetan, so don't worry if you get the book, it looks quite different. One more quick announcement is that we will need to install baseboards in our kitchen, which we've gotten cleaned out, and the baseboards need to be replaced. So if anyone has that skill and would like to help us do that, please see me or Donna or Kathy over there. Can you raise your hand, Kathy? Excellent. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Marcelo, translating in Spanish from Patagonia. Thank you.
Gracias, Geshe-la. Gracias, Marcelo.
Okay, thanks everyone. Thanks Marcelo for translating. Bye.
Thanks, Linda.